full of troubled thoughts. Her father had been found in a clearing, higher up the mountain. His leather bag and his eyeglass were by his side. His shotgun was between his knees. It seemed he had pulled the trigger with a string and killed himself. Anna could not accept that. She knew they owed money, but she didn't believe her father would have abandoned his wife and his sons. Her twin brothers were only 11. They were good boys, though lazy. They needed their father. Most of all, Anna did not believe he would have left her to provide for the family on her own. The sole reason they were still growing grapes on their small patch of land was because she had worked so hard at his side. "Papa," she murmured, grief sticking in her throat. She swallowed hard. When they had been told the news of her father's death a week ago, her mother had collapsed. It had fallen to Anna to identify his body and collect his things. She saw the blood on his hands and chest. She saw the red mark on his right index finger, where he'd tied the string tight. But when she saw the empty socket where his right eye had been, Anna had been sick on the floor of the town hall. The thought of that made her burn with shame. The mayor had not been kind. He was the brother of the town priest and a firm Catholic. He made it very clear how he judged her father for taking the coward's way out. Anna suddenly felt dizzy. She had eaten nothing all day, save for a piece of dry bread and a small glass of sweet wine. Maybe that was why the world was spinning. Also, it was very humid. The air was still and heavy. Perhaps a storm was coming, though storms were rare at this time of the year. Anna took off her straw hat. Like all the island women, she wore her hair parted in the middle and tied in a bun at the nape of her neck. She shook her long, straight black hair loose. Before she had been cold. Now she was too hot. When she wiped her damp hands with the corner of her petticoat, she saw the red ribbon around the hem had come loose. She sighed, realizing she would have to mend it later. Another task to add to her growing list. Anna was halfway home, but she was tired. She sat on a rock and looked north, down over the valley towards the town. Despite the greyness of the afternoon, there was colour all around. Usually May was Anna's favourite time of year. She loved seeing the first rows of purple and green grapes on the vine. She loved all the wild flowers that grew on the slopes of the Black Mountain. Yellow broom, pink and white wallflowers. The tall, red plants that sparkled like rubies. She loved the dragon trees and the palm trees swaying in the breeze, the pine trees and cedar trees. Today, everything looked different. She let her eyes focus on the Atlantic Ocean. From this high up, the view was so wide that she could see how the horizon wasn't straight, but a curve. Higher in the middle and lower at the edges. The sea was wild in winter, the waves crashing on the rocks. Today, the water was calm. Her hometown was the most important port in Tenerife, welcoming trading ships from all corners of the globe. They arrived with sugar and dyes for cloth and carried away the famous wine. Wine from the Canary Islands was sent all over the world. It was an important port and a rich one. At this time of day, Anna knew the fishermen would be mending their nets. Their wives would be smoking seaweed and gutting fish. The port was where her twin brothers, Pablo and Carlos, were often to be found watching the tall ships. They dreamt of a life on the sea, not a life tilling the soil. They talked of rigging and sails, of countries on the far side of the world. From here, Anna could see all the white buildings of the town and the tall, thin spire of the church of St. Anna. Her parents had named her after the saint, the patron saint of mothers, in gratitude at finally having a child who lived. 4 babies before Anna had been born dead or lived only for a few hours. 2 others died after her. Then the twins came.